Good morning. August 1st, 2022. Ken Arzon here. I just finished my 16th book and my second book on baseball. Who is the greatest? Baseball's all-time matchups. See this book here? 800 pages. I just finished writing it. Took me about 4 months. Kind of excited about it. I have 38 chapters. What did I do in this book? I matched up Baseball Hall of Fame players against each other to see who is the greatest. And I have 20 categories where I would match up their stats. Here are the categories: career average, runs scored, career, runs batted in, career, home runs, triples, doubles, singles, total bases, slugging, on base, base on balls, stolen bases, 100 RBI seasons, 100 runs scored seasons, most runs scored in a season, most RBIs in a season, highest average in a season, most hits in a season, most 200 hit seasons, and most career total hits. 20 categories. And I match up these Hall of Fame players against each other. List down all the categories, see what their numbers are in each category. So it took me 800 pages to fill out all these matchups. Home run matchups, career average matchups. What I did was I listed the top 25 players in the category. For example, home runs. Who are the top 25 home run leaders in the Baseball Hall of Fame? You got to be in the Hall of Fame to make my book. Well, 25 home run hitters. Who are they? Henry Aaron, Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Ken Griffey, Jim Thome, Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, Reggie Jackson, Mike Schmidt, David Ortiz, top 10. Mickey Mantle, Jimmy Fox, Willie McCovey, Frank Thomas, Ted Williams, Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Mel Ott, Eddie Murray, Lou Gehrig, top 20. In the last 5, Stan Musial, Willie Stargell, Chipper Jones, Dave Winfield, Carl Yastrzemski. Those are the 25 home run sluggers, and they're all in the Hall of Fame. You notice certain players are missing because they're not elected. There must be a reason why they're not in, right? So we can debate that another time. But these 25 players, I matched them up against each other in the first chapter. And it's called Home Run Matchups. So in this book, I match up each home run slugger to see in the 20 categories that I mentioned who had the better stats, matched up against each other. Following? First matchup. Well, obviously, Aaron leads with 755 homers. Babe Ruth's number 2 with 714. So those are the first two that I match up. 20 categories. Who wins the matchup? And that's what my book is. Who's the greatest in each category, or each, category. First chapter, home run matchup. Okay. So this video, episode 471, I'm going to cover the first home run matchup. Henry Aaron versus Babe Ruth. As far as detail, some of my other videos on YouTube, I detail the stats, career average, runs, so forth, all the way down. For example, in career average, Babe Ruth 342, Aaron 305. So Ruth wins 1-0. I go through the 20 categories. I have another video on that. You want to know the video number if you want to see it? Episode 469. Who's greater, Babe Ruth or Henry Aaron? So in my book, I detail it. Just to let you know, Ruth won 14-5, won 20 categories. He won 14 of them. Aaron won 5, and they tied in 1. So my home run chapter goes through all 25 players. And I'm listing them. And Aaron leads. So I'm matching up Aaron with the 25 players because he leads with homers. So his first matchup, Babe Ruth beat him. Second matchup, Willie Mays. He's number 3 on the home run list, right? So who wins? Since Ruth is number 2 in home runs, yet he beat Aaron, number 1, I match up Ruth with the next 25 players. Following me? Because Aaron played 795 more games than Babe Ruth. And if Aaron and Ruth play the same number of games, Ruth would have had presupposed 940 homers, far outdistancing Henry Aaron, who had 755. See, in games, Aaron 3,298, Ruth 2,503, a difference of 795 games. Figure out Ruth's average of home runs per game played. And that's how I came up with the 940 homers he would have hit if he played the same number of games as Henry Aaron. So this chapter 1, home run matchups, Babe Ruth is the home run king. Let's match him up with the other 24 players in the Hall of Fame, according to how many home runs they hit in order. I already told you the order, right? Aaron, Ruth, Mays, so forth down the line, number 25. So in the first matchup, Ruth wins over Aaron 14-5-1. Second, he beats Mays 14-5-1. Third matchup, Griffey. Ruth wins 17-3. Next matchup, Jim Thome, number 4 on the home run list. Ruth won 20-0 in categories. Next, Frank Robinson. Ruth wins 16-4. 20 categories. How many wins in the category does a certain player have? Next, Harmon Killebrew. Ruth wins 20-0. Next, Reggie Jackson. Ruth wins 19-1. Next, Mike Schmidt. Ruth wins 19-1. Next, David Ortiz. Ruth wins 19-1. Next, Mickey Mantle. Ruth 19-1. Next, Jimmy Fox. Ruth wins 16-3 and 1. They tied in one category. Next, Willie McCovey. Ruth wins 20-0. Next, Frank Thomas. Ruth wins 20-0. Next, Ted Williams. Close. Ruth 13. Williams 7 categories he won. So 13-7 Ruth. Next, Ernie Banks. Ruth wins 19-1. Next, Eddie Matthews. Ruth wins 20-0. Next, Mel Ott. Ruth wins 19-1. Next, Eddie Murray. Ruth wins 18-2. Next, Lou Gehrig. Here's a pause right here. Of all the players in the Baseball Hall of Fame, the one player that came closest to Ruth in stats and winning categories is Lou Gehrig. But Ruth won 10 categories. Gehrig won 9, and they tied in 1. How about that? Who's greater, Ruth or Gehrig? Gehrig came that close to tying Ruth. But Ruth came out on top in average, runs scored, home runs, total bases, slugging, on base, base on balls, stolen bases, runs scored in a season, and highest average in a season. Gehrig came out on top in runs batted in, presupposed because Ruth played 339 more games than Gehrig. If they play the same number of games, Gehrig would have had more RBIs career than Ruth. Gehrig wins in runs batted in, presupposed, triples, doubles, singles. He wins in 100 runs scored seasons. He had 13 of them. Ruth had 12. Gehrig also had more RBIs in a season once than Ruth. He had 185. The high for Ruth was 170. Gehrig wins in the hits in a season, 218. Ruth had 204. Gehrig had more 200 hit seasons. He had 8 of them. Ruth had 3. And total career hits, Gehrig would have had more if he played the same number of games as Ruth. He would have ended up with 3,144, where Ruth, 2,873. So, and they tied in one matchup. They tied in 100 RBI seasons. They both had 13 of them. So this is very interesting, I thought, that the player who came closest to Ruth in career accomplishments is Lou Gehrig. Did you know that? Continuing on in the top 25 home run sluggers, how did Ruth compare in stats with all of them? Stan Musial, Ruth wins 14-6. Willie Stargell, Ruth wins 20-0. Chipper Jones, Ruth wins 18-2. And Dave Winfield, Ruth wins 17-3. So, what does, oh, and here's one more. Carl Yastrzemski, Ruth wins 17-3. So what happened? There's top 25 home run hitters in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Aaron all the way down to Yastrzemski, top 25. Babe Ruth won 24 matchups. He beat them all. The person that came closest was Lou Gehrig. The second closest was Ted Williams, 13-7. Third would be Stan Musial, 14-6, and then Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, 14-5-1. Frank Robinson, 16-4, and Fox, 16-3-1. All the others were 17 and, or what happened here? Yastrzemski, 17-3, Jones, Murray, 18-2, Ott, Banks, Mantle, Ortiz, Schmidt, Jackson, 19-1, and then the rest of the guys, Ruth wins 20-0 over Thome, Killebrew, McCovey, Matthews, Thomas, and Stargell. What do you think of that? That was my first chapter in matchups. What do you think? All right, I'll continue these videos. Chapter 2, what do I match up? Career average matchups. Who had the best average? Ty Cobb. How does he match up with the next 24 players in the Hall of Fame with high averages? That'll be the next video. Thanks for watching here. Ken Artizone, Vista, California, August 1st, 2022. This was my second book on baseball. If you want curious, the first book I wrote on baseball is this one. Baseball is a numbers game. It's 500 pages. And then this one, baseball all-time matchups, 800 pages. That's 1,300 pages on baseball. But you know I'm writing a third book on baseball? I'm going to get into the best defensive players of all time. Not concerned about the offense. That book will be strictly on defense. Who are the top 50 defensive players of all time? Defense, their position. So I'm working on that book. Thanks for watching here. I'm out.